p.m. this afternoon through 10 o'clock this evening, even though we are going to see some showers to maybe even an isolated thunderstorm ahead of that. It's just overnight, the severe weather threat did increase. So even if you watched last night at 10 p.m., pay attention to this. This has changed, especially if you live in areas like Montgomery County, Walker County, Northern Waller County. Notice that barely clips northwest Harris County. Gusty wind, hail, and even an isolated brief tornado. Now, this does include all of Louisiana, and I do think that's where overall the largest threat will be, especially as we approach midnight tonight, so much later. But here locally, let me show you what I'm expecting. Already a few spotty showers making the road really slick out there. Take a look approaching the Beltway right now. This nice little shower right from Alameda, closer into Missouri City there. And that kind of isolated activity will happen all throughout the day today, then leading up to the chance for some thunderstorms. No active dense fog advisory, but I'm giving you my own advisory. We are down to 2 miles in Sugar Land, a little over a mile in Wharton. Jen, not as foggy as what we dealt with earlier in the week, but this is enough fog, a few slick spots on the road. It can really slow you down and can hourly weather impact alert. It's starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is through 10 o'clock this evening. Not out of the question we may extend this even through midnight. But this is the thing, the first portion of the day today, you're not going to see a whole lot of activity. However, a few of these thunderstorms, isolated thunderstorms, will have the capability of hail, gusty wind, and even a brief tornado cannot be ruled out. Let me show you the big picture here. The Storm Prediction Center did elevate the risk of severe weather. All areas shaded in yellow, those are the areas that could see the highest risk for hail, damaging winds, and even that isolated tornado. With that being said, breaking this down, it's a 2% chance, all right, with that isolated tornado. The wind percentage is at a 15% chance. So saying gusty winds are probably the #1 threat for today. It's not even the amount of rain. I think our accumulations are going to be low, but this just 2% chance of an isolated brief tornado, I still want you to take note of that. Notice a higher threat once you head into Louisiana and areas east of. Now, live look at the radar, not much going on. In fact, right now you'd say, what severe weather threat? And basically what we're seeing are a few very light streamer prefrontal showers. An isolated little shower trying to approach the south loop there. There's West Belfort Avenue. Again, really light. That is enough that you'll have to use the windshield wipers. It'll slick the roadways just a little bit, but that's about it. I mean, that would not even be an accumulation. And that may be the case through about 9 a.m. this morning. So here's a look at 8 a.m. on our future track. I'm going to walk you hour by hour so you can plan your day. 10 a.m. this morning, notice really light activity. These are isolated nuisance showers. Basically what we saw yesterday. Did you run into that nuisance shower yesterday? Basically what we saw yesterday is the first of the day today. 2:30, who's on carpool duty? I'll be sitting there right there with you. An isolated downpour is possible at 2:30, but do you see these thunderstorms just northwest of Bryan College Station? This is what I want you to take note of. So about 4, 5 o'clock this afternoon, see how we start to see these thunderstorms become a little bit more scattered, and then come about 7, 8 o'clock, that's when we could start to see this become a little more area-wide. Here's 8:30. Some of these thunderstorms, again, from Brenham, Bryan College Station, Huntsville, I know still well north of the city, but even from Jersey Village, Cypress, the Woodlands, Conroe, these are areas you need to keep your guard up, okay? 11:30, heading into midnight, this is when the actual front is pushing through with the best chance probably for showers, maybe a few thunderstorms in Harris and Fort Bend County, and then it looks like it clears pretty quickly. So that is also a change. I don't think there's going to be much of a rain chance for Saturday anymore. Visibility this morning, this could slow you down. You're down to a little over a mile in Pearland, a mile in Wharton, Columbus down to a half a mile. So there's fog, no dense fog advisory, but check out our live cameras. So patchy fog, low cloud ceilings pretty much across the board. Jen, yet again, we take that live look out of the Galleria, fairly socked in. Cold air arrives this weekend. I know I really didn't get a whole lot to talk about that. I just want you to be prepared for the chance for some of those thunderstorms. The big changes. We cool down, we clear things afternoon, because most of your day today, you're just going to be looking at some showers, but this is the brand new information that changed overnight. So even if you watched last night at 10 p.m., again, this is brand new information. Level 2 risk out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center now for Montgomery, clips northwest Harris County, northern Waller County, and all of our north and east counties. So what this means, an isolated thunderstorm will have the capability of producing gusty wind. Think winds around 45 miles per hour, hail, and even an isolated brief tornado. The percentage of that is 2%, but you just can't rule out the possibility. Live look at the radar this morning, not very active, but we are picking up just a few early light streamer showers. This is it. This is enough to kind of slick the ground, but that's it. Not even much accumulation with this. And this is what I'm expecting even through about lunchtime. Here's Sienna. Are you waking up near Sienna or maybe Thompson's? An isolated shower early possible. Now check this out. Live look outside. No dense fog advisory issued, but boy, we do have some fog. Notice patchy fog barely seen in RG this morning from the Galleria camera. Again, with our future track, a few spotty showers during the day, but watch how we get into the afternoon. 3 o'clock today, some of these thunderstorms, especially on the northwest side, they start to ramp up. Jen, we will continue to watch this midnight to 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we don't get the cold air until tomorrow. Today is where we're going to track showers and the chance for a few thunderstorms. Let me show you what's changed overnight. Weather impact alert starting at 4 p.m. this afternoon through 10 o'clock this evening. Strong storms are possible. Not for everyone, but an isolated thunderstorm could produce some hail, gusty wind, and even a brief tornado. And that is what has led me to this hourly weather impact alert. Now, our severe weather threat really peaks into Louisiana, but let me zoom in. See, our northern counties, you can't rule out the possibility of that strong thunderstorm. Montgomery County, Walker County, San Jacinto, Polk County. Notice even northern Waller County. So if you're waking up in areas even like Cypress, Jersey Village, definitely in the Woodlands, Conroe, points into Huntsville, Bryan College Station, those are areas that I would say have your guard up through the evening hours because of this approaching cold front. Now, again, the severe weather threat includes a tornado threat once you head into Louisiana and areas east of 2% here locally, but still cannot be ruled out. Now, as far as your rain chance today, do you see how we have the chance for some showers to an isolated thunderstorm all throughout the day? That's why really right now through lunchtime and this afternoon, keep your umbrella handy. All throughout the day today, you're going to see the chance for a few showers to an isolated thunderstorm. Live look at our radar. Right now, we are already tracking a few very light but streamer showers this morning, closing in on Sienna. Here's Thompson's, George Ranch Park there. You notice we've got a nice little shower there. No lightning, this is not severe, and really probably not much accumulation for the first portion of the day. It's in the afternoon and evening. That's when I think a few of those thunderstorms fire up. Live look outside, some low cloud ceilings, maybe some patchy fog. I'm going to have to watch this fog. You know, we're down to about 2 miles there from the Woodlands or from Wharton County into portions of Fort Bend County. But the main threat today will be the chance for these showers and thunderstorms. So let me show you on our future track. Here's 8:30 this morning, kind of like what we're seeing right now, a spotty shower possible right through about 11, even lunchtime today, an isolated thunderstorm possible. 3 o'clock this afternoon, right when kids are getting out of school, an isolated thunderstorm will be possible. But check out what's happening here northwest. 5:30, Brenham. Do you see this nice little line of showers and thunderstorms? That's why I've issued that weather impact alert starting at 4 o'clock. 9 o'clock this evening, still tracking some thunderstorms. And then best chance as we approach 11 p.m. through about 1 a.m. as this cold front slides across the area. But it does clear. I actually think that we're going to see clearing for Saturday, so rain chances are out. A little bit of fog this morning. Jen, I hear you already have a traffic alert.